Any questions? What is it, Private? How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Thomas Lau here, and today I'll be talking about the film Aliens, directed by James Cameron. Now, this was the first Alien film that I saw before the first movie directed by Ridley Scott, and I have to say that this movie destroyed any expectations I would have for the first film, and that is because this movie gave me too much content. This movie gave me too much of a story. It is too good. That is my final rating, 9 out of 10, because it gave me too much. I'm kidding. The first film was brilliant, but it was too slow, I had too little, and I was expecting too much. But this movie was one of the best sequels and action films to this day. James Cameron just takes Ridley Scott's film and ups the intensity in not only the story, but the character development, the alien progression, its evolution, its concepts. The world around us is much more grander. This is probably due to the fact that James Cameron had a bigger budget than Ridley Scott, but even so, having a bigger budget doesn't mean your film will look good. So how does James Cameron make this movie to be one of the best sequels ever made? Well, for starters, James Cameron himself. This guy is, although a tad bit strict, he is a brilliant director. He knows what he wants from the actors, and if the actors can give it back to him, then this movie might just work. He knows what he wants for the cameraman to film. He knows what he wants in the story and the pacing. I think he studied the crap out of the first film. His movies as well as stories are built on grander scales. You have Terminator 1, where you have the fate of the universe depending on this one guy saving this one lady from the cyborg assassin. I mean, that's already big enough. Then he takes it to a grander scale. Terminator 2, two robots are trying to kill each other while one is trying to save the universe as well as John Connor. And every character involved has the weight of the timeline on their shoulder. That's a lot of pressure to put on a little kid. You have Avatar, just a sum up of his work of the last couple of years for his films. So in the movie Aliens, Sigourney Weaver once again reprises her role as Ripley, but there is a twist on her character's story. So from the last film, the Nostromo spaceship was set to self-destruct, and while she did escape through an escape pod, she has been stuck in space for 57 years in stasis mode, drifting in space in the middle of nowhere, and she's eventually picked up by the Weyland Corporation. This movie's story is basically a remake of the first film, but on a grander scale. So what happens is, there is a colony that was trying to colonize the moon that Ripley landed on in the first movie, but they lost contact with the Weyland Corporation. So Ripley and a bunch of colonial marines and this asshole named Burke have to travel back to LV-426 to investigate what happened to the colony. And while they go there, unbeknownst to the species on that moon, they get fucked. And they have to escape that moon. So let's talk about the main character, Ellen Ripley. In this film, she is Ripley 2.0. She is ready to kick any alien ass out there, but there's also a tragedy that follows her. She now has a PTSD for androids, and when she saw Bishop, played by Lance Henriksen, she just freaked the fuck out. She was just like, are you serious? Just ready to beat his face with a pipe. The other sad part is that when she left space in the first movie, her daughter was 10 years old. She has been drifting out in space for 57. If you do the math, her daughter is 67 years old, and it turns out that she has gotten married and died. Now, if you saw Interstellar, this is just really heartbreaking. Ripley just has lost everything, but she has also grown as a person. It is not until Ripley finds a character called Newt, who is just this little girl who is stranded on the moon called LV-426, that Ripley starts leaning towards a motherly figure. And it is there that she finds closure with the loss of her daughter, as well as the loss of just everybody she was with on Earth. With the outcome of the colony, you'd think that the situations would be much more different with the Colonial Marines and Ripley's crew. However, no. with their badass pulse rifles and the flamethrowers, like, "Grrr!" No, they are not. They actually experience the same welcoming present that the last colony got. So what happens is, first of all, they find this little girl called Newt who was hiding in a crawl space, smart person, who was trying to escape the alien, and if she was playing Alien Isolation, I think she would die of suffocation from holding her breath. But anyways, they go to this place where they find pretty much like a bunch of infected colony members, and there was one that was still alive, but she was all like, she has like this alien just like growing in her stomach. They're like, oh, the fuck is that? And then she's like, help, kill me. Kill me. And then this thing goes, and then it just bursts out or something like, and these guys are like, burn it down, burn it down. And the commander, the black guy, is like, hold your fire, hold your fire, hold your fire. And that is when situations grow intense. It is when situations spiral into the worst outcome for these Marines. Everybody starts getting assaulted by these aliens when the alien uncoils its tail while it's hiding in the background and just jumps on one of the soldiers. He's like, ah! He's torturing everybody. He's like just going, he's spazzing out. He's lighting everybody on fire, and these aliens just start swarming in, and everybody's just like, get out, get out, get out. They're running out. So you think that escaping the facility full of infected colony members would help the situation and ease the intensity off the Colonial Marines, right? No. No. Okay, so they call their dropship to pick them up so they can probably come back with a bigger army or just leave the place completely. Get the hell out of there, right? So the driver, who I find is also another badass, she's like, Roger, come here, Spunkmeyer. We are about to take off. And so the ship's hatch is still open. This guy's running in, and he sees like this disgusting goo, right? He's like, oh. And so she's like, Spunkmeyer, we are ready to take off. She's about to go. And then she's like, Spunkmeyer. And something has gone wrong. So she looks in the back, and then there's this alien going, and she takes out her gun and goes, and it like punctures her in the face, and you see blood squirt all over the place, and everybody is looking at the spaceship. It's driving, and then everybody's like, oh no, we're stuck here for the next couple hours. And Hudson has the best freakout ever. He's just, this is the birth of one of the best memes ever. He's all like, game over, man. Game over. What the hell are we gonna do? And Hicks is just like, get some sense into yourself. Hicks, played by Michael Biehn, just like beating the sense into him. Everybody is losing it. They are falling into madness. What I really found funny about the last couple moments of this film was that it was a battle against moms. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, when Newt got captured by the xenomorph and he got put in this like snot bubble handcuff until like the alien egg can unfold and wrap onto her face, Sigourney Weaver comes in with the grenade launcher and just blows the crap out of every single egg, and she lights it all on fire, and you see the alien queen going, ah, you bitch, like, what are you doing? Ah! And Sigourney Weaver and takes Newt, and she's like, run, 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 and the facility, turns out it's actually about to explode because the fusion core is overheating, and they're like, run! We gotta get out of here! And then the ship finally comes in, Bishop is there to save him, and then the tail goes through his chest, and he's like, ah! And then the milk just sprays all over the place, all over his face, and Alien Queen's like, I got you now, you bitch, you will pay for killing my babies! And when she is about to kill Newt, Sigourney Weaver goes to get the robot, and she's like, get away from her, you bitch. And that is when the clash of the moms begins. These two duke it out like, they just duke it out like a bunch of soccer moms who's just so proud of their kids. And she finally hits the hatch and pushes the alien out into space. She's like, ah! So overall, this movie was just so phenomenal. This movie was a staple sci-fi action film of my childhood and was the first alien film I ever saw. I feel sorry for Ridley Scott because this movie just steps all over it like a pile of mashed potatoes. Ridley Scott's version is brilliant in creating atmosphere, but it is not enough to please me. This movie had everything, and this is a problem too because the stories were so similar that I had to choose between one, and I will choose this movie. This movie is My final grade for this movie is a 10 out of 10. This movie kicks major ass. It has awesome characters. It has the best action scenes ever. It has an awesome premise. The set is awesome. The alien's awesome. The Queen was badass. And the last clash between two soccer moms, the Queen alien and Ripley, was just the most intense fight scene ever. Thank you, James Cameron, and I hope you all YouTubers have a great day. Subscribe, leave a comment below, and tell me what you think about this film.